Um, okay, here is the presentation structure. I would like just to start with telling you a little about the topic of my PhD, which was about developing the introductory curricula of architectural education in schools of architecture. For that, I have studied the UNESCO UIA Charter for Architectural Education, the 1996 version, and I have attained my PhD in 2004, and I spent the later 8 years working on the introductory years 1 and 2 of architectural education. However, something was fundamentally wrong. Even the smartest students were not ready for architectural education. That was when I encountered the Built Environment Guidelines, the 2008 edition, and only then I knew what was exactly wrong and what it was all about. The guidelines, together with the website, together with the Facebook page of the Architecture and Children Work Group, UIA, besides later, when I became a member, the meetings of the group were a heaven to all built environment educators. While in the Golden Cubes reports that are prepared after each cycle, there I found examples of practices with children from several practices. Example, mostly all types of activities and practices and expertise to build on. Meeting the members biannually and attending attached or associated conferences and seminars held more and more hands-on ideas and challenges. So it was time for a national agenda in which architecture and children Egypt can really be effective for the Egyptian community, with its various subcultures and its diverse problems. So a list of problems were ranked, and a list of practices were planned, and a list of topics were prioritized. And there are several practices that you will see in those few slides. For example, there is a principal designs course. There is earlier age groups, workshops that deals with nature, typically animals, colors, shapes that are found in nature. The geometry that is famous in Egypt and features many of the buildings. Regions of Egypt and vernacular architecture camps with the flora and fauna and exercises on building houses with the authentic features of each regions. Even in formal areas, we worked on developing the facades or facelifting. And then, of course, commemorating the pioneer Egyptian architects. Children were introduced to the concepts and the building materials and the building techniques of the Egyptian architecture. We also, influenced by other members of the group, have created a campaign that is entitled Street Read Library Workshop that was later adopted by investors to really implement the outcomes of the workshop and put them in on the streets or in clubs. In addition to reaching out through the media, and we also have created an annual award, going on festivals, going on fundraising campaigns, also ideas by other friends here on the group, and several reach out techniques and methods. And then we started to get to another and wider phase of engaging children in the city development, real processes like many of the presentations here yesterday, the day before, and today were seeking. So we went on to real life projects in the less privileged urban areas. This was another phase. We we went, this matches what Prof. Angela was discussing yesterday, and today Madeleine was also talking about this, and our friends from Brazil and many other projects. So we started to develop our ideologies to incorporate university students with school children and the community to create initiatives in less privileged urban areas. Then there was a new risk taken or a new adventure that was to offer an elective course in the university, an urban elective course that relies on the environmental behavioral studies, together with a call for the project to call in children for several workshops and camps in a real-life community in the underprivileged area, but on a larger scale, not only a facelifting or a development. So the students of architecture at school, they were students. On the site, they were experts and instructors, both to the community and to the children. To both the children applied in the workshops as well as the children of the community and their families, in which all the group shared an action research approach in handling the process, knowing the community, going on walkthroughs, authentic ones, do some urban sketching, involve in participatory action research, observe, document, investigate, focus group, identify problems, negotiate bottom-up approaches to solutions, schedule implementation, tasks, and just do the thing. And here are the outcomes of the project. These are leaflets and boards. The leaflets are already done because they are cheap, but the boards were only projects to be given to the governorate. Those are the children together with the students. Moving on to planting and beautification of the streets. Cleaning and maintenance by their own hands, and initiating a garbage recycling campaign to get some money to the community so that the process can continue. Suggesting urban pocket activities, creating a street exhibition with all, this is an area that is adjacent to a historic area where many, many movies and songs and video clips were taken, so they have attracted some people to a street exhibition with the posters and affiche, cinema affiche of all the shootings that were there. And painting and stenciling on several events, particular days. And at the end, we have a win-win-win situation or a bargain. And also they created this infographic wall for the entire monuments and landmarks found in the area, very small area that has almost 8 or 9 landmarks, 5 or 6 of them are historical ones. So this is a win-win-win situation. These are some of the students that were already applying, working from all the parts of Cairo in the workshops. And these are the children from the community. And these are the architecture students, in which they were also credited at the university. And another fourth win was that the university paid for this project through the community service budget, assigned budget of the university. That was a project that has opened more venues to talk about architecture, education, and real life. And for the discussion, it's yet open-ended. Learning from what we do in a scientific way, also referring to Madeleine and Professor Angela, there should be definitely more qualitative analysis that are anticipated to give insights on how architecture and children will progress in Egypt, will progress in the future. Thank you very much.